This video is in stereoscopic 3D. You can change modes or switch to 2D in the player settings. If the video is playing wrong, click the first link in the description to watch with YouTube's Flash Player, which has even more 2D and 3D options. If you're on Mac or mobile, click the second link in the description to watch this video.
Let's try and make up some ground off the line. Keep it clean. Green, green, green.
Shit! Fuck!
That's your fastest lap so far.
Come on, tell me they took that debris off.
The gap to P3, 5 seconds. Great driving. Reel him in. That's your fastest lap so far today. Don't let off the pressure. See if you can slip up the inside under braking. The gap to P2, just 1 second. Keep the pressure on. Great job. Looks like there's one on your tail. Start defending your position. Cover the inside line in the braking areas. You're super consistent. Now just try and string together a few faster laps to catch the cars in front. Nice one, that was the fastest lap of the race. It looks like your best opportunity to overtake is under braking for the slow corner. Try and slipstream past him on the straight. On the final lap. Try and stop this guy getting underneath you. Cover that inside line. You're leading by 1 second. Try and push the gap open. Fantastic job.
My hands. I like it. Holy shit. Oh. I had a lot of fun. Oh my god, that was a lot of fun. Yeah, I like it. The frame rate is ass. It can actually get to you when you're trying to concentrate on something in particular, and the frame rate dips. Okay, you gotta understand, I put the AI on 98%, I think. Ah, shit! I put the force feedback on 46%, and I found... Oh, fuck, man! Project Cars' feedback is actually pretty high when you have it like at 20, so that near 50, Jesus fucking Christ, yeah, that felt like iRacing right there. iRacing has outdone this to me before. I have a problem as a driver, in addition to like racing being demanding on the hands, obviously, because you use the most, your feet being second. Ow. Is that I have the death grip on the wheel, and I really had it in this one, because I was like, I spin out the beginning, and I spent a good 2 laps wondering if I was going to restart the race. But I don't know, it was a legit, like in my mind I was going like, that was a legit mistake. I knew the guy was there and I tried to close the door on him. And there's also a legit recovery. So, I'm unaware, there was 6 opponents, so I'm unaware if I actually just got the whole field back, or if I got, I'm unaware if I fell to the last place when I spun out. And I don't know what the hell was up with the debris in that turn, but that is a quick turn. You do not want the rear segment of a whole car to be sitting there. Yeah, it's too late. Once you've committed to the turn, if that were a real race, I would have killed myself in turns, what is it? 4, 5, 6, 7, no. It's 6, 7, 8, yes, 6, 7, 8, 9, then turn 10? Yeah. So yeah, turns 6, 7, 8, 9 are like blazing fast turns. You almost try to keep the straight line speed through, and you might have noticed my posture would change for that turn. It's because it's extremely difficult. It's the hardest part of doing a race consistently in this sim. Okay, let's go do some casual driving here. I have to talk about this new package that you can buy for project cars. Welcome, folks. It started with a race. Now let's hop into a car and go for a casual drive and take a look at Project Cars' new US Cars expansion pack. I'm just gonna load up a free practice with the Ford Fusion stock car, which is included in this package. Along with that package, you get the Indycar that I've just driven and that I actually like a whole lot. Now, I've actually been waiting for this one in Project Cars for a long time. The Indycar and the NASCAR especially. I'm not going to be looking at the other cars included in the pack, mostly because I don't care much for them. These are the 2 cars I wanted to see the most in this simulator. Now, I have slightly complained about this simulator's performance in my first impressions, and after having used it for a few hours now, I can safely say that it really does suffer from that performance issue. I've even played with graphics settings. Seems to really like hanging about 50, 55, and it goes down to 45 when I am recording. So there's not much I can do about that. However, the huge upside that I gave in my first impressions, and this did not change, is the fact that there is pretty good AI. It's not just the fact that there is AI in this simulator, unlike iRacing. Something I've wanted for a long time in iRacing still is not there. This one does, and it's really, really not bad. If I can make an assessment after about 6 hours and a half of use, it's that among all driving simulations that have AI in them, and I could even include Assetto Corsa, this Sim's AI may not be the best at driving itself, but it is clean. The racing you get is most often clean. If you get a wipeout, you are probably equally responsible for the wipeout than the AI is. So, basically, this simulator offers what iRacing doesn't. It's that other side that I needed. So, put them both together at work, and I get a lot of stick time on these simulators now. Because, you know, if you get bored of lapping and learning a certain track in iRacing, just load it up in P-Cars and put some cars on the track. I could go online, but online is a different story. You almost need some mental preparation when you go online, because other players are extremely good, and of course you also have the eventual idiot that knocks you off the track. It can get really frustrating or really difficult. Whereas it's much more of a casual approach to go with an AI, and something many drivers will want to do to build up confidence, including myself. The downsides of P-cars in the respect I'm describing right now would be the fact that the tracks aren't quite the same as iRacing. Reason being is that P-cars track models are not laser scanned. It shows a little bit at Watkins Glen. Now let's start driving this NASCAR, which by the way I'm going to make a note as I go down to the straightaway. This cockpit is somewhat half-hearted, I find. I hope they update it because first off, it's lacking one of the first details, that little piece of tape on the wheel that I like so much. You see out of the corner of your eye. You know when you're loose. And the dash seems very undetailed. If you see iRacing's rendition, it shows that they've worked harder on theirs. And I find that the Indycar model in P-cars looks much more detailed than the NASCAR does. However, when it comes to the driving, it's a cup car. All horsepower, no downforce. The driving is extremely different from the IndyCar. You only have 4 gears. And it slides all over the place. And you have to lift the throttle when you shift if you don't want to spin out, by the way. You can't just do like the IndyCar, which is a true sequential. If you don't have a clutch on your sim, you still have to lift the gas. Visually, this rendition of Watkins Glen is excellent. Visually. When it comes to the surface, there's a few things I find are exaggerated from the original track. And this is a track I've actually seen, I've actually walked on. The 90 does not have that severe of a dip. It does have a dip, don't get me wrong. In iRacing, it's far more accurate. It's a laser scan, right? This is accurate. This they got actually down pretty well, I find. It might be a little bit more rounded here, but I can drive it the exact same way. I find that the inner loop that's coming up, turns 6, 7, 8, 9, are quite forgiving. These crazy, like, slam the brake entries that I'm doing, I could not do in iRacing. You have to take it differently. So, it looks the same, it acts different. It's a little weird to explain. You'd have to drive both tracks to understand what I mean. Fun nonetheless, and it is extremely similar. I'm not gonna bash it. I'm definitely not bashing this sim. Woo. And I like that they have the paved section over there, which iRacing did not update, mostly because they're laser scans, right? They'd have to update the scan if they want to update the visuals to represent the proper surfaces, which is why they kept the grass on the runoffs, which are pretty old actually now. Watkins Glen's had the paved runoffs for a while. So there's another paved runoff that's actually pretty cool to use. You can use it in a race, you cannot use it in like a qualifying lap. They will invalidate your lap. I don't know if it's like that in the actual racing leagues out there. I don't think so. I think you're free to use those runoffs in a real qualifying session. There we go. Woo, almost spun out. I'm sliding. It's like a rally car, but here's the thing. For those of you who follow this channel, you've probably seen me drive in Dirt Rally a lot by now. I mean, I released a lot of Let's Plays. Even if you're not interested in the series, you probably saw a glimpse of it. This is much more difficult than rally driving. Much more difficult. The same would go for real life. This is horsepower that is Okay, I have to admit, Group B, the category I picked in Dirt Rally, has massive horsepower in the cars, but nothing like this. This is horsepower that children can't deal with. This ain't for the boys. And it's extremely difficult to drive. And of course, the level of competition in the higher leagues makes driving these things at the speeds they reach extremely dangerous. I mean, these guys are daring the absolute limits with cars that are already so goddamn difficult to drive. I mean, you got everything you need to go fast, but you got absolutely nothing to hold on to the track, so it's a perfect recipe for disaster. Very well represented, I find. I wish the cockpit were more detailed. That's my only complaint. Damn, this thing is sliding all over the place. Alright, I'm gonna shut up, go for a fast one, then we're gonna go for a little closer with the Indycar. Oh! That was ragged. A couple of months ago, I would have struggled with this car a little more. I think my hours in Dirt Rally are helping, because this is obviously a rear wheel. It's very similar. It's extremely skittish, but it slides much more though. It's much more uncontrollable, let's just put it that way. The hell? Did I just run out of gas? I just ran out of gas. That's another thing about the Cup car. It's a fuel guzzler. Yeah, let's go change cars now. Oh, fuck, man. That was a good lap. I wanted to finish it. All right. It's Laguna Seca time with the Indycar. It looks like they picked a red car for me. That's probably because I didn't do a custom setup for this track yet. So I'm probably using some stock setup. I like the car though. It looks like Graham Rahal's car, so I'll take it. It doesn't say Steak and Shake on it, but they probably just don't have the license. Shit, that looks like Graham Rahal's suit. That's pretty cool. Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it. All right. This track is actually a very difficult icon of racing, especially IndyCar racing. It's been a while they haven't been here, and it's in a lot of fans' wishes for them to return. Hopefully it does happen within the next few years. It is a marvel to see some of the best drivers in the world get tested here. And it's also fun to see IndyCar do it, because I find it's a series that is in its own respect very different from Formula 1 and provides for a different type of racing. that has more variety and maybe a more aggressive style. This track represents that very well. Now, my beef again won't be with the IndyCar. I'm actually really satisfied with the rendition of the IndyCar in P-Cars. This expansion pack is like what, $3-4 Canadian? I'll slow down here so I can talk. But it's really worth a buy if you like the IndyCar, the NASCAR. I don't know about any of the other cars. I can't really speak on them because I don't follow them or try them in enough simulators to go judge them. But for what's of the NASCAR and the IndyCar, I'm highly satisfied. My only beef is with the rendition of Laguna Seca. I want to give it a 90% on accuracy. This turn's a little bit different. Let's go for a lap here. I'll try to cautiously highlight which sections feel different. So this section here, maybe a little less down slant than I saw in iRacing. I have seen in a couple of other sims that had laser scans and it was pretty much the same, except for this one. This turn here, this section is highly similar. Drive's very similar too. Not bad on the uphill portion. Looks legit. This too. Except, here comes the part that the uphill is not steep enough, and then the major crime. This is too cliffy. The corkscrew. You can't mess up the corkscrew. It's not messed up, but it's inaccurate. That's what I can say. It's inaccurate. You can drive it the same way. It's odd how you see it differently. You can sort of drive it the same way, but not really. It's much more forgiving on the uphill section. In sims that will have a laser scan, you cannot downshift over that hump. You must absolutely have 1 or 2 gears down before that hump, and then finish your downshift after the hump. Because your car does a sort of hop, and it's not happening in this one. And the corkscrew, a bit too much of a dive, but that's okay. It gives that similar feel that iconic turn has. The corkscrew is one of the best known turns in racing altogether. Can't even have the reflex of doing so. looking for my gears. I can't fucking find them. I need a custom setup for this. Let's do the equivalent of dumping the clutch. Alright, I got plenty of room here. Nope. It wants the grip. It really wants the grip. I don't know if there's sort of a software traction control on it or some shit that you can't turn off, but... Come on, damn it! This is very easy to do with iRacing condition. I don't know what's up with that. And look at the tires, they're fucking full of dust. Let's try something. Sort of. Sort of. It's extremely difficult to get it to, and there we go! There we go! That was extremely difficult to engage. Not that hard. So there's something weird going on there. Before I end the video, I do owe credit to one thing. Let's go take a look at it. Alright, welcome to the inner loop, where I'm going to show you that there's one really cool thing about the Cup car. Right now it should be in neutral. Check this out. You just are not allowed to screw it up with a Cup car. So P-Cars did not screw it up with the Cup car. Oh no, they did not. That is just as good as I know this car is capable of doing. And here comes the, oh yeah, I love it. Yeah, you're not allowed to mess up the Cup car skid mechanic. You're just not allowed to. One of the first things all simmers will try is probably that. It does go on two wheels a little often, but I think that's the apron over there that's screwing me up. This is awesome! Hold it like that. Just hold it like that. Woo! And we're done. Thanks for watching, folks. I'll see you next time.